Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today. And though you've come through many obstacles.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Tiger and Bunny episode 6. And I'm going to say right off the bat that we're in trouble. Because this is episode 6. And I'm already starting to feel burnout. And I noticed this yesterday, as of when I'm recording this. I'm recording this on a Wednesday, June 1st, actually. And I noticed this yesterday, even though I wasn't recording stuff yesterday, really. I noticed that I have not been wanting to get to this series. I've been recording other stuff, and I've been putting this one off. As you know, I pre-record things nowadays. I've been pre-recording well ahead of time, weeks ahead of time. And this one is the one that I keep just not doing that as much with. I don't know. I don't know if the reason is that it is just burnout or if there's anything else going on. I'm liking the series, so don't think it's anything like that. It's not any dislike of the series or anything. I'm very much enjoying this. But at the same time, I'm at this point where I'm just not as excited to get to it. Each episode that comes out, or rather, each episode I get to, each time I have to get to another one, I feel like I'm kind of like pushing myself to do it. And again, I really realized this just yesterday, as of when I'm recording this. So the question is, what do we do in this situation? Because we're only 6 episodes into a series that's like 25 episodes. I felt like a good point to go on a break for this series to avoid burnout would have been double what we're at right now, like episode 12. Because that's like right around halfway through. And I feel like if we take a break here after episode 6, it feels too early. But again, I also feel like I need it. Because I don't want to end up hating or even just resenting this series or whatnot. And I don't want to end up dropping it. Because I very much do enjoy it. So far, at least. But this is an issue. It's a notable issue, too. It's not just something we can wave off. Really, I feel like there's 2 options here. Either we do put it on hold for now, and just kind of come back to it in the future, or we try to power through a little bit more and wait to put it on hold for the moment. At least get to maybe, say, episode 10 before we do. The problem with the second option is obvious. It's like if I try to force myself and continue to force myself, I will burn out on the series. But the issues with the first option are also pretty notable. If I drop it now, or not drop it now, but if I put it on hold now, that's very early, and I'm coming back afterwards to still like most of the series. It'll be just under 20 episodes left at that point. It's like, and I can't just keep taking a break every 5 or 6 episodes. That's not going to work. So what do I do? What do I do? The only option I'm seeing here is to give it some thought during the reaction. Because if I try to make the decision right away, it might also affect my my reaction. I think I'll wait till after. If I feel after this episode that I really do need to take a break, I will. Even though I really don't want to this early. And keep in mind, if we take a break from this, we'll do another poll, go on to whatever wins, and then we'll come right back to this. We won't do another poll at that point, so we would come right back to this afterwards. So keep in mind that if we do put it on hold, it's not going to be for that long. Now, I think another reason for this might also be the fact that we are starting to move into, the double reactions and everything for Tuesdays and Thursdays. So because of that, I've been just having a lot more to record and everything, and it's just, that's affecting things. Even though there's a couple shows I haven't actually started recording yet in that regard. It's still been affecting things and still been kind of giving me this concern. I've already talked about how like this could be affected, how I could cut things back if I absolutely need to, but I still think I'll be able to handle this. I think it's more like just the expectation of it that's worrying me, rather than the actual thing itself. But yeah, we are going to give it this episode. We're going to watch episode 6 here, and we're going to determine whether or not at that point we need to take a break or not. So we'll see. We will see. So last time, I believe we had like the entire, it was Bunny's birthday. Barnaby was not just enjoying it at all. There's clearly some issues, some family issues from the past regarding his parents' deaths and everything. We'll find out eventually what the deal with that is. But he wasn't into it. He doesn't like his birthday. And this elaborate ruse that Tiger and the others put on just did not help. Especially when the real villain got involved. So, I was thinking about it. I don't remember if I said this last time, but I was thinking about it. And I think the last episode was the last one I might have seen. And I also thought of a way to check this, but I didn't want to do this until we got to this reaction. Because I want to check it, like, on screen for you, basically. I can't do that. I was going to check on my MAL, my anime list, to see if, like, Tiger and Bunny was listed there, like, on hold from before, but I had forgotten, I guess, that I had already, like, reset it so that it's, like, it was listed. Like, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, probably not, but this is my anime list and everything. I have it listed, 5 out of 25 episodes and everything. I think I updated it initially afterwards, and then I just kept putting in like the episode. Every time I watch an episode, it's just like go on my phone and boop. But it's like I somehow forgot about that, and I was gonna check it again here and see if that showed like what episode count I was on. It might have before. That's the thing. But then when I updated it for like reacting to this series here, I changed that. So that's on me. Yeah, with a lot of things that have been going on lately as well in real life, that could be affecting my feelings on things as well. And maybe because this series seems to tackle some pretty notable issues, not like super heavily compared to other shows, but it seems to touch on like reality a little more. And maybe because it's a more serious, grounded show by nature. It does have comedy in it, but it tends to be a lot more serious and grounded. Maybe because of that, it's throwing me off my game too, because a lot of the stuff I've been reacting to has been not lacking in seriousness, per se, but more along the lines of just not being like super like serious about its presentation of it. Because it's like Owl House obviously has been extremely serious during season 2, but at the same time the presentation makes it easier to handle some of the time. Most of the time. But yeah, it's like even stuff like Obi-Wan, it's like it's fucking Star Wars. Like starting to watch that and everything, it's like it's Star Wars. It's silly. By nature, it's silly. So it's just, I don't know, that could be part of it. I don't know. I'm just trying to find any kind of reasonable excuse for why I'm just having a hard time with this series in particular. And I could not tell you. I could not tell you. I can't think of anything like truly solid here. But again, we'll just give it this episode, and hopefully, just probably enjoying this episode as I will, I'll get over it. But we'll see. I was saying, though, that I think last episode was the one I left off on the first time I watched this, because it seemed kind of familiar to me, like looking back on it. And I said I think the last thing I watched had something to do with Fire Emblem and everything, and he did have a part in that episode. And I think that might have been what I was thinking of. But, I mean, I don't know for sure, because, again, it's been a long time. But like I said, let's just check this out. Let's stop rambling. Let's stop pushing things back. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and it fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, this might have been the episode I left off on. Because, again, as I said before, I know the episode I left off on had something to do with Fire Emblem. He was important. And I was thinking in the pre-thoughts and everything, and before now, that it might have been the last episode, even though he wasn't like super important. He had a role to play. And I'm thinking, like, could it have been that? But no, I think it was this. And I'm like almost completely sure this is the episode I left off on all those years ago. And the weirdest part is this is a cliffhanger, in a way. Like, it reveals to us some very important information and progresses a huge amount of story points. So the fact that this is where we left off last time is wild to me, that I wouldn't have continued. So yeah, this episode was really interesting. Basically, Fire Emblem is under suspicion of a fire-related crime at this prison. 3 prisoners die through these super hot blue flames, and so he's suspected because, fire powers. He's taken off of TV while they're trying to clear him and trying to figure everything out. And in the meantime, Tiger ends up being targeted by the skyscraper bomber, the guy who placed the bomb in the elevator and everything a couple episodes back, I think. However many episodes back it was. But that's a connection I did not see coming. I did not think he was actually going to return. But he targeted Tiger and then Fire Emblem and everything as well, and it seems like just kind of anyone and everyone who was either there or is just getting in his way now is a target. He goes after the director of the hero work and everything, and yeah, it's just a lot going down. But eventually, he is stopped by our heroes, and it's revealed he has an Ouroboros tattoo, which in this episode we found out is connected to the person who killed Barnaby's parents. So this is obviously a huge deal. We're getting more information on Barnaby and probably why he is the way he is through this. We're starting to connect the dots a little bit. However, as Barnaby's trying to confront him and ends up being held back, someone else from far away snipes the bomber with blue flames. This is clearly the guy who killed the people in the prison while the bomber just was going after, Tiger, the director, all them. So we have this new villain being set up who has a really interesting design too. And if he's also, if they're also connected to the Ouroboros, is this some kind of crime syndicate, some kind of organization? A lot of big questions here. Fire Emblem in this was really fun and entertaining, but also had some really cool badass moments. Really got to shine quite a bit. So I really liked his input in this episode. And like I said, it kind of ended off on a cliffhanger with the new villain appearing and killing off the bomber. But it's one of those kinds of cliffhangers where it doesn't necessarily need to be answered right away. Like, it doesn't need to go directly into the next episode, so they could take an episode, do something different, and just come back to it later mentioning that incident. I don't know. We didn't get an after credits sequence, and I don't watch the preview, so I can't say what's going to happen at all. But that being said, now we get to the thing that you're probably very much wondering about. Will I stop playing with my hair? And the answer is no. No, that's not it. But my hair is just not cooperating. Little bits of it keep poking out onto my forehead, and it bothers me because of my autism and shit. Anyway, the real question though, are we putting this on hold? Are we going to put this series on hold for now? Or do I think that I can continue to push through? As I expected, I liked this episode. I kind of said in the pre-thoughts, I'm probably going to go into this and end up liking this episode, but I've been liking all the episodes that we've been watching through with the series, but that burnout is still there. That feeling of starting to reach burnout. And after watching this episode, yeah, it's still there. I still feel like I'm kind of burning out on this series. Like, I just don't want to get to it. Because I mean, I don't have any more episodes downloaded at the moment, but I was even thinking to myself while watching this, it's like, if this ends on a cliffhanger, I don't think I'll want to actually continue it, even if I did have the capability to. That was kind of my thought going through this episode. It's like, I think I'd just do the one and done. But at the same time, I was very much enjoying the episode. So it's like, I did still want to know what was going to happen if it did leave off on a cliffhanger, which, again, it kind of did. So it's just, it's a little mixed. But the fact that that feeling of burnout is still starting to come in, I think I need to. And I hate that. I hate that I need to do it this soon. We're only 6 episodes in. Because, again, after we come back, we still have, just under 20 episodes to go. And I don't want to be taking a break every 5 to 6 episodes, like I said. But maybe taking a break from this now will help refresh things enough to where I won't feel like I need to do that again. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. But I feel like I do need to take a break here. As much as I don't want to. So, unfortunately, we are going to be doing so. But I guess maybe it's kind of a fitting point, because it's like, this is where I got to in the first place, the first time I tried watching this series. So everything from this point on is going to be entirely new territory, even if I didn't really remember much of anything in the first place from these first episodes, outside of just basic information. Still, it's going to be completely uncharted territory from here on out. So I guess there's that positive outlook you could have. But again, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. And I'm just hoping that after taking this break, and that I can come back into it completely refreshed and ready to get to more. So I'll make a separate video announcing what the 3 on the poll will be. And obviously the poll will be put up shortly after this video is released. So shortly after you see this, you'll see the new poll. Votes will probably be for a few days, because that seems to be the right amount of time for everyone who wants to vote being able to. So we'll probably have the votes open for a couple days, and then get right into the next one. I would think about opening the polls early, I recorded this now, let's just get on to the next one ahead of time. But that kind of tells everybody ahead of time that I'm going to be putting the show on hold. And it's like, do I want to do that? Do I want to tell people ahead of time that I'm putting the show on hold? I mean, I guess it wouldn't hurt much if I did. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Because with how I'm doing the pre-recordings, that would help. It would allow me to still pre-record stuff for the next series well ahead of time. I don't know. I'll think it through. But either way, no matter when the poll ends up going up, I'm still going to be excited to get back to this when we do. And hopefully the next series we watch doesn't have as many issues for me. Because the first poll series, Cuphead, I just wasn't enjoying. And now this one, I'm getting burned out on too quickly, despite still very much enjoying the series. So it's like, what do I do in this scenario? I don't know. Either way, with this all said, tell me your thoughts on this episode down in the comments below, and thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.